Good morning, students. Today we are discussing the financial statements of CB Limited. I have shared the question. Thoroughly read the question and try to solve the question. Okay, let us discuss the problem. Firstly, we have to prepare the profit and loss statement of CB Limited for the ending on 31st March 2019. Okay, first item, revenue from operation. നോർമലി നമ്മളിവിടെ സെയിൽസ് ആണ് എടുക്കാറുള്ളത്. ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ സെയിൽസ് തന്നിട്ടില്ല, ഗ്രോസ് പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ആണ് തന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. സോ വി ആർ ടേക്കൺ ഗ്രോസ് പ്രോഫിറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദി റവന്യൂ 2,46,640. Then there is one income, that is other income. Under the head other income, there is transfer fee. Okay, 110 rupees. So we can calculate the total income 1 plus 2, that is 2,46,750. Then let us explain the expenses, or we can go to the expenses. Here there is no purchases given in the question, and there is no opening stock. We cannot take the change in inventory. Okay, actually closing stock is given in the question. Okay, then what is the other expenses? Firstly, employee benefit expenses. There is one item, salary and wages. So I am not taking the note number, so directly enter the salary and wages under employee benefit expenses, 32,000. The next head is depreciation and amortization expenses. There are 3 fixed assets to charge depreciation. So we are taking the note number 1 for the head depreciation and amortization expenses. Okay, depreciation on factory premises. The cost price of factory premise is 4,50,000 and the depreciation is 3%. So the amount will be 13,500. The next is depreciation on plant and machinery. The value of plant and machinery is the 3,49,160 and the depreciation 15%. The amount will be 52,374. The next is depreciation on motor lorries. The value of motor lorry, or cost price of motor lorry is 73,000 and depreciation charged at 20%. Then the depreciation will be 14,600. Then we can total the depreciation and amortization expenses, and the total is equal to 80,474. Okay, the total of depreciation and amortization expenses 80,474. The next or the last head in the expenses, other expenses. The items which is not included in the given heads is included in this head, that is other expenses, note number 2. What are the items to be included in this head? Rent rates and tax 28,400. Then advertisement 19,500. Director's fee 3,600. Audit fee 10,000. Barter 2,850. Then provision for doubtful debt required for the current year 10,200. Old provision already given in the trial balance is 9,000. When we are deducting the old provision from the new provision or the current year provision, we will get the difference 1,200. Then we can total the other expenses, and the total equals 65,550. The total of other expenses is 65,550. So all the expenses are already finished. Then we are totaling the expenses, and the total equals 1,78,024. So the next head we have to know the profit for the year, that is total income minus total expenses. That is the profit of the business or company. then we will get the profit as 68,726. That is deducting 1,78,024 from 2,46,750. Okay, that is the profit for there. And in the question there is no provision for taxation, so we are not deducting the tax from the profit. Okay, so this is treated as the net profit. Okay, then we have to calculate EPS or earning per share. How can we calculate EPS or earning per share? EPS can be calculated by dividing the net profit by number of equity shares. The number of equity shares issued to the public is 60,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So EPS will be 68,726 divided by 60,000, that equals 1.145. Clear? So here ending the profit and loss statement of CB Limited. Is it clear? Okay, then let us move to the balance sheet of CB Limited. So here we are discussing the balance sheet of CB Limited as at 31st March 2019. It starts with assets, and under the assets, non-current assets or fixed assets, and the first head is property, plant and equipment. Note number 3. Okay, what are the assets comes under this head? Factory premises, isn't it? 4,50,000. We have to deduct the depreciation at 3%. That is, we know we have already calculated 13,500. By deducting 13,500 from 4,50,000, we will get 4,36,500. Okay. Next, fixed asset is plant and machinery, and its cost price is 3,49,160, and the depreciation at 15% equals 52,374. While deducting the depreciation, we will get 2,96,786. Okay. Next head is motor lorries. Next asset, the last fixed asset, motor lorries. Value of motor lorry is 73,000, and the depreciation is at 20%, that equals 14,600. Okay, by deducting 14,600 from the 73,000, we will get 58,400. So these are the book value of the various assets comes under property, plant and equipment, and the total equals 7,91,686. Okay, so we have entered the total of property, plant and equipment as 7,91,686. The next head is other intangible assets. There is only one item, so I am not providing a note number. I am directly entering the amount of goodwill as that is 15,000. Okay, so you can provide if you need, you can provide a note number, but there is no need to provide. You have to enter the item as what is the item. Actually here it is goodwill, so you can write the item goodwill. Okay, then next here there is no other non-current assets or other intangible assets. Then let us come to current assets. Okay, what is the first item comes under current assets? Inventory. This closing stock only is given in the question. There is some other item. Do you remember? Loose tools is also treated as an item, or it comes under inventory. So in this question we have only closing stock. So here also I am not providing a note number. Instead, directly entering the amount of closing stock. Okay, what is the amount of closing stock? 1,14,600. Okay, the next head is financial assets, and under the financial assets firstly we have to enter trade receivables. Okay, note number 4. What is note number 4 means? The trade receivable. The item comes under this head is sundry debtors and bills receivable, and here we have only sundry debtors. The value of sundry debtors is 1,21,780, and here we have to deduct the provision for bad and doubtful debt from the sundry debtors. What is the provision? 10,200. Then we will get 1,11,580. Okay, the total of trade receivables is 1,11,580. The next head is cash and cash equivalent. There is only one item, cash in hand and cash at bank as 68,500. So here also I am not providing any note number. Okay. The next, other current assets. Whether there is any other assets as current assets which is to be entered. So we have to provide a note number, note 5. There is an item that is rent and tax paid in advance. Okay, this is a current asset. So it comes under other current assets. Value is amount is 7,980. So other current assets, the value of other current asset that is 7,980. So here we have entered all the items under the assets. So we can total the assets, and the total of assets will be equals 11,09,346. Then let us explain the equity and liabilities. Equity. Under the equity, first head is share capital. Here, equity share capital, authorized capital is 10 lakh, but issued and paid up capital is 60,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, and the value equals 6 lakh. And here we are taking the preference share capital as a part of equity, so it comes under this head or as the share capital. Or else or otherwise we can treat the preference share capital as borrowed fund or other long term borrowings. So in this question we are taking the preference share capital as a part of share capital. So it is entered here. The value of preference share capital is 3 lakh. Okay, and the total of share capital is equal to 9 lakh. Okay, share capital equals 9 lakh. The next word is other equity, which means reserves and surplus, note number 7. There is a reserve fund that means staff benevolent fund. The value equals 17,900. The next surplus, that is balance brought forward, is 16,240. Then profit for the current year 68,726. Okay, and the total of surplus is 84,966. But here we have to provide preference dividends as well as the interim dividend is already paid on equity shares or equity to the equity shareholders. That is equity dividend 15,000 and preference dividend 21,000. It is to be deducted from the total surplus, and the balance will equals to 48,966. So the total of other equity, that is the balance of surplus plus the staff benevolent fund, equals 66,866. Okay, did you enter the amount of other equity? That is 66,866. Then let us discuss the liabilities. And under the liabilities, first head is non-current liabilities, that is there is no financial liabilities. Next, current liabilities, that is under the current liabilities we have certain items, that is financial liabilities. That is first one is trade payables. There is only one item, creditors. If there is bills payable, it will also comes under this head. So here only one item, creditors, so I am not providing note. Instead directly entering the amount of trade payables of rupees 1,29,640. Okay, then next is other current liabilities. Whether there is any other current liabilities, we have to check note number 8. There is one item, that is accrued wages is a current liability. It is to be payable within a very limited period of time. So it is treated as a current liability and the amount is 12,840. So the other current liability 12,840. So we have already entered the all items under the equity and liabilities. So you can total the equity and liabilities and check whether it equals to the assets 11,09,346. Okay, is it tallied? Okay, students, this is a very simple question. Try to solve it with your own effort. Okay.